So I have re-executed my code on Python Tutor, this time with n and m both equal to 0. Notice that all these 4 arrows refer to the same integer object 0. Python is smart enough to recognize that since it's the same value 0, it can just use the same object and have all these 4 variables referring to exactly one integer object. Now we execute the rest of the code, we skip past the docstring as usual, and we ask, is m equal to 0? Yes, it is. So no surprises, we come to line 10 and we return false. So clearly we need to make a change here. We need to first check if n is 0 or not. We shouldn't return false every time. So let's see how we could make that change. We know that our code is buggy because we have this input n equal to 0, m equal to 0, and on this input our function does not behave as we want it to. We call such an input a counterexample, and it's the presence of a counterexample that convinces us that our code is buggy. Unless we have a counterexample, maybe our code is correct. So a counterexample is proof that the code is buggy. And then of course we should try and debug our code. Now our friend has tried to debug this code for us. In the region of the code where we had this condition, if m is equal to 0, after the colon is an indentation, and in that block our friend has nested another if condition. Now it's important to remember that when you are talking about nested if conditions, we execute the code in the order of the statements. This is not like nesting functions where we execute the inner function first. So here we will first check if m is equal to 0. If it is, we will come to the next line. Then we will check if n is equal to 0. For this input, this is indeed the case. And in that case, we will return true, which is what we were supposed to do. On the other hand, if m was 0, but n was, let's say, 10, which we had in our previous condition, since m is 0, we will come into the outer ifs if condition. But then, since n is 10, we will skip to the else case, and then we will return false. So our friend's code is going to work correctly for all the doc tests that we have. Now it turns out that our friend could actually have simplified this code. This kind of a nested if condition can quickly get quite messy, and programmers do try and make sure that their code is as easy to read as possible. So here is a handy tip. Whenever you find yourself writing code like this, if some expression return true, otherwise return false, that's what we have over here, you can simplify this to just say return whatever that expression is. If that expression is true, you want it to return true. If that expression is false, you want it to return false. So just return whatever that expression is. So in this case, we could replace all this code with this. Return n equals 0, because n equals 0 was our condition. That expression is what we return. The meaning of this is exactly like before. We will evaluate this expression. If it is true, we will return the object true, and if this expression evaluates to false, we will return the object false. This same simplification was done here. Instead of writing this code as if n remainder m equals 0, return true, else return false, we're just simply returning this expression.